Your cell phone is making you poor. It's making you lazy. It's making you stupid. I'm just kidding, guys. Um, Obviously, I'm being over dramatic, but guys, I do want to talk about the negative side effects, not just social media, but also to our phone in general. Now, guys, this device and social media and all that stuff in general has been a gateway to getting in contact with you guys and a doorway to getting to meet you guys and getting to create content for you guys. But there is also a very real negative side effect that comes with um, being on your phone, and it basically stunts your success, if I could say that. Our cell phone addiction will has a real side effect financially, physically, I mean biologically, how your brain feels intellectually, how you interact with people. It really does have a impact in that. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it, or a lot of people don't really want to discuss it. Guys, I'm going to show you a screenshot real quick of my screen time. Guys, this right here was back in May of 2022, so not that long ago. Guys, my screen time on my phone was absolutely horrendous, guys. Guys, so that's what it looked like back in May. Obviously, I've cut back completely. Look, I'll put up a screenshot that I took last night of it, of my cell phone usage. Yeah, it's still kind of bad, and I think I'm gonna check right now, but so it hasn't hit double-digit hours like before, where my social media was in like the 20 hours. I think right now it's pretty mellow. This week at least, and this time I'm still under 8 hours. Which, I mean, 8 hours. That's like, and it's not even the end of the week yet. It's barely Thursday, or it was Wednesday night when I took the picture, when I screenshotted it. So like 3 days into the week, already 8 hours. That's still kind of bad on the real long term spectrum of it. But guys, I feel like because we are on that cell phone era where more and more people now, more than ever, are getting addicted to this little device thing. And it's so easy to say, oh, it's like a little device and you shouldn't get connected to it or whatever. Guys, it definitely is hard, especially as like someone like me. My overall goal right now, and it's still something I'm trying to work towards, is to completely cut back. Guys, when I showed you that first screenshot, where my hours were in double digits on my phone every single day. Guys, I'm only up for at least like maybe 14, 15 hours a day, because I was going to bed because I was in Washington when that screenshot was taken. I went to bed at 3 and I wouldn't get up till 10. So I had the whole entire day plus the night, and I was on my phone constantly, just on social media, because I'm like just getting all this information because of the real thing, which is called FOMO. And I feel like with every single influencer and every person in general, if you have social media, you're going to have that FOMO, which is fear of missing out. That's what FOMO stands for. And so, as an influencer, it's like, oh, I'm on my phone because I'm like, oh, what do people think about the video? I'm like, oh, what they think about, the video, what they think about the haircut that Randy just gave me, and all this different stuff. Like, all these thoughts are running through my mind. What are people doing? I'm constantly checking views. I'm constantly checking likes. So I'm constantly on this phone. My overall goal, and I don't know if I said this before, but my overall goal is to get under 2 hours a day. If I can get under 2 hours a day, hey, I'm making it, But I definitely still need to cut back more. I need to spend less time on my phone and more time in reality. I feel like the trajectory of where we're all going, and I say we're all going as in like the generation, is pretty soon we're not even going to be doing this anymore, where we're swiping. Pretty soon we're going to be, in it, right? We're going to be in the virtual reality with everything that's going on, and the way that things are looking. We're not really that far out of the realm of possibility that like pretty soon we're all going to be, that's how we're going to be basically living, and that's a whole different thing to get in, guys. But guys, realistically, the issue is not with the phone. It's not with social media. It really is just with our individual selves, right? If I could have the determination to, work out, and I don't really work out anymore as much as I did in high school or even back in Washington, and that's mainly because I don't really have time to, but it's like making time to do those things, right? If we spend less time on our phone and on our devices and more time in the real world, interacting with friends, going out, playing sports, right? Or, doing something else. Because honestly, guys, naturally, it's not healthy, and it's actually, I believe they're scientifically proven. I'm not going to throw up any stats because I don't know any stats, but but it is actually very bad to do anything longer, for 6 hours or longer. Like anything in general. It doesn't matter if you're on your phone for 6 hours. It doesn't matter if you're working out. You can do the most healthy thing, and it's still not healthy to do it for 6 hours or for a long period of time, because you're gonna get your body's just gonna get wore out, and your body's gonna become numb to the fact of it. I could do nothing all day, guys, and just be on my phone, and I'll still be tired. Why? Because when you're on your phone, right, you're going through social media. You open up social media, right? You open up social media and you start just going through, and you're like, oh, someone commented on my post, or someone actually did comment on my post, so just hold on. Oh, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. But although I actually, like, even with just making that point, I actually stopped to look and see what people are saying. So guys, it's still a battle that I'm going through. It's still something that I'm dealing with. And I don't know if I mentioned it before. If you're wondering why I have this AirPod in, I'm listening to the audio of the camera because I have the wireless mic hooked up. So I'm trying to make sure it all lines up and it all sounds good. If I need to be louder or whatever, I think I'm pretty good. But yeah, guys, this machine right here, guys, is running our lives. It is controlling us. And if you don't believe me, I encourage you to check your own screen time, because I got this reality. I was like, dang, I'm spending way too much time on here. I'm like, my conversation with my friends, it goes back to social media, it goes back to YouTube. And guys, that's an issue that I've had. That's something that I'm trying to deal with, presently, where it's like I'm not trying to bring up YouTube in every single conversation. I'm not trying to bring up anything about the phone. I'm not trying to check my phone. Guys, my pickup time, I was like me, going to pick up my phone. Even in this video, guys, I encourage someone please count how many times I go and grab my phone to look at it while I'm filming this video, right? I'm trying to focus on this video, but because I've been so numb to the fact of checking my phone every 2 seconds or checking my phone, I've sort of developed like this ADHD, and I feel like a lot of people have, where they develop this ADHD, and it's obviously because of the dopamine that gets hooked up in your brain, which, that you get whenever your phone goes off. You naturally want to go and reach for it. You're like, oh, what are people saying about me, and what's going on, and what is this person doing and that person doing? But guys, it's definitely a serious issue. I feel like if we're spending anywhere, especially double digits, on our phone throughout the day, that's bad. Like at some point we need to have a reality check. We need to have a reality check on what it is that we're doing, as opposed to being on our phones. But guys, I feel like you and we just need to try to break this. Like, this is not just for you guys. This is for me in general. Some of you guys are like, Rob, like, what the heck? Like, what do you, you're doing sit-down videos and you're talking about phones and social media, and, you're a real one to talk about social media because you spend all your time on it. I do spend all my time on it. I'm texting people. One of the best things that can happen is concentration. That's one of the easiest things to break away from the cell phone, right? As I'm filming this video, I'm concentrating. I'm concentrating on one topic, and that is the cell phone, right? I'm not going into all these different things. I'm not talking about skits. I'm not talking about pranks. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm focused on one natural aspect, and that is the addiction to our phones, the addiction to social media. Guys, you will never break through. You will never have that breakout success in anything if you cannot concentrate on, one simple thing, or on anything in general, instead of just micromanaging everything and all these little micro things of nothingness, basically. we have to be able to focus. We have to be able to concentrate on like one simple thing. Like I said before, when I'm filming this video, I'm concentrated on one singular topic, and that is the cell phone. The best things that have happened in my life or in my career has happened when I've honed into one specific thing and made it work. It starts to get, rocky. It starts to get frustrating and starts to fall apart really when I can't focus on that one thing. I start going to like all these other things. It's like when you're solving a Rubik's Cube. I have a Rubik's Cube right here, guys. Look, it's like when you're solving it, right? You're focused on trying to solve it, right? Eventually, right, with all the time that you're focused, you're going to solve the Rubik's Cube, right? Because you're concentrated on it and you're trying to solve it. And that's just like a little example of like what is going on. I'm trying to like set this thing back. But guys, one of the hardest things, this right here is like I have a love-hate thing for YouTube and creators. Obviously, 'cause as a creator myself, it's like we are trapping everyone in the sense of taking their attention from stopping them from getting the things done that they want to get done. Everybody sitting on these devices, right? Everyone's sitting on these dreams that they're just waiting on, right? Because they're too busy watching other people live their dreams. They're too busy doing all this other things. If you and I would just like take a break, right? Especially as a creator. If you're a creator and you're watching this video, it is important for you to take time to take a break, right? You need to have downtime. One of the things that I've been trying to do is post and leave. I'll read some feedback on like comments or anything like that, but I'm not trying to spend 30, 40, 2 hours on it, on my phone or on any device. Like I've even tried to switch from staying off my phone and then going on my web device, right? Going on my computer. But even then, it's like it's not defeating the purpose because I'm still on, whatever it is. I'm still on social media. I'm still on YouTube. I'm still on other things, right? And I'm still giving it my attention, right? When I'm supposed to be breaking away from it and breaking off of it. It's like, it's like when you have a girlfriend or when you're in a relationship, right? And it doesn't work out, but there's still one person trying to put in more effort. It's like the thing's already done. You just gotta let it go. That's the same thing with the phone. The thing's already like, we just gotta like learn to let that go. But guys, a lot of my social interactions obviously come from the phone, and it's good if you can go into it and then come out with our heads still, intact. But the hard thing is that our phone has become such a heel to where we could go in there with one intention and then, okay, let me post a TikTok right now, which actually I have to do, but I'll do that obviously later on. And I go on there and I post one TikTok, and the algorithm, because it's so good, it will get me hooked. So I'll be on there and I'll be like, okay, I'm posting one TikTok. I post that one TikTok, but I'm still on there swiping through everything like 2 hours. And then by the time you're done, you're like, oh, I've already done what I needed to do. Why was I still on there? I should be doing other things, right? And you can do this, and this isn't just for the phone, guys, but this happens in every day. Like you'll go to the pantry or you'll go somewhere to the store, and you'll go and you'll have your shopping cart and you'll be walking around the store and you're like, oh, I need to go grab bread. But then you're walking through all this other stuff and you're like, oh, I'm gonna grab this, and eventually like now your basket's full. You just went there for bread, but now you got all this other stuff. You got milk, you got eggs, you got desserts, you got whatever the case may be. You have all this other stuff. We only went there for one specific thing. And that is the same thing when it comes to being on a cell phone, when being in this technology era. It's so hard for you and I, it's so hard for us to break out of it, especially when we've had it pretty much shoved in our faces. I'm 20, I'm about to be 21. I grew up with cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone when I was a kid, obviously. Guys, one of the things that I firmly believe, especially as a content creator, is you need to have downtime, right? You will never be proactive at anything if you cannot get out of this cell phone thing where it's like, because we're like, oh, we have this like short attention span. We have ADHD basically of it, where it's like, okay, we're gonna go on phone, go and just start sucking in all this information, right? and then it's like our brain is trying to process it, right? But because our dopamine and all this other stuff is on like override, we're sort of just like getting in information, then we're just dumping it out. So we're getting in all this information, but our brain, it's so fast and it's so much that our brain can't even really like retain it, like any of the information. So it's like we're scrolling through our phones, and I'm gonna start doing this because I don't want to be picking up my phone every 2 seconds. But we started doing this, right? And we're like, right, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, and we're like watching all this stuff. We're doing all this stuff, right? I think if you and I are spending longer than like, I'm gonna cut it short. I'm gonna lowball all of us. If we're spending 6 hours a day on our phone or anywhere, if we're hitting double digits on our phone, right, in our screen time hours, then that's definitely bad, right? One of the things I want to stress, guys, is this video is not just for you guys, but it's also for me too. This is definitely one of the hardest addictions I've ever had in my life, which is my addiction to my phone. And obviously, like I said before, it's hard for me to break it because what I do, which is I post on YouTube, I post on social media, I do everything else, right? I post whatever I post on YouTube Shorts, I'll post on Instagram, and then I'll also post on TikTok. Sometimes I do like specific content for that, like individual content for that, and then it won't go to Shorts. That way I still diversify what it is, but I'm still spending all this time on my phone, right? You and I, we need to be able to have downtime, right? We need to be able to have time to just like take a break from the device, take a break, which is like even like this. This is like super good downtime because it's like I'm filming a video, and it's taking away my distraction from like being on my phone. It's taking away my urge to like be on my phone because I'm talking to a camera, because I'm talking to you guys, right? So therefore, I'm not spending all this other time on my phone. I'm not spending all this other time. And guys, I don't want to just like demonize the phone and say, oh, it's all bad. No, it's good, right? Obviously, like I said before, it's been a gateway to get into connection with you guys. And it's really been like a great thing to be able to film and post a video and then to see it. But guys, I want to just real quick like end the video because I feel like it's real long. And I feel like it's like just like all over the place. I feel like the video's just been all over the place. There's going to be a whole bunch of jump cuts and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it all makes sense. And I'm hoping like something, like you guys got something out of this video, guys. But I don't want to demonize the phone. I don't want to be like, no, it's all the phone. No, it's more so us than it is the phone, guys. And it definitely has to do with our self-control. To be like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do something else, right? So if you guys have made it this far into the video, drop a like on this video, subscribe down below, turn on that post notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And like I said before, guys, this is definitely a double-edged sword. I have a love-hate relationship thing with this because I hate it because I'm spending so much time on it. And I love it because I'm like, I can use this to my advantage because I can try to suck people in to watching my content, which is like, it's kind of messed up if you really think about it, as opposed to that mindset. But guys, I'm going to close this video off. Hopefully you guys learned something, even if it's like, oh, Robert's just a lunatic and he's insane to think that I'm spending way too much time on my phone. But I encourage you guys, check your screen time. Let's kick this cell phone's butt. I didn't want to say the other thing because I'd have to censor myself, and I can't censor myself on YouTube because I don't know how. But guys, let's kick this thing's butt. I'll see you in the next one. Love you all to death. Stay lit, and thank God this video is over because I need to check my social media. I'm just kidding, guys. I like said that. I jokingly said that, and then I actually opened up Instagram and stuff like that. Guys, we're not perfect. I'm obviously not perfect, but I'm trying to be. Yeah, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.